Everyone. So we're going to look at this last row for part two in this video. I know I did it wrong last time, so we're solving for R. So we want it in terms of B. So we have 5B plus 2R equals 12. And we want to figure out what R is. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this 5B term by subtracting it on both sides. 5b minus 5b cancels, and we have 2r equals 12 minus 5b. And then we want to get rid of this 2 in front, which is being multiplied. So we can just divide everything by 2 to get r equals 12 divided by 2 is 6 minus 2.5b. And we can plug that into our box here. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then when you're all set with this one, you can push ahead to slide 5. We have two problems here. The first one, we have this equation, BH divided by 2 equals A. And it wants us to solve for B. So we just notice where B is. So we're going to have to get rid of that 2 that's being divided on the bottom, and we're also going to have to get rid of that h that's being multiplied next to it. So first, the opposite of dividing by 2 is we can multiply both sides by 2. The 2 divided by 2 will cancel, and we just have b times h equals 2 times a. Just normally put the number in front of the variable. A times 2 is also correct and fine, but it's just normal to put the integer in front. And then we're still trying to get b alone, so now we're going to get rid of that h, which is being multiplied. So we're going to divide to move it to the other side. We get b equals 2a over h. Like so. And for the second problem here, we have 2L plus 2W equals P. And it wants us to solve for W. So we just notice where W is and start to think about what we're going to have to move to get W alone. First, we are going to have to move this 2L. That's a whole term, it's all connected, it's positive, so we can just subtract it all together to move it to the other side. 2L minus 2L is 0. So then we have 2W equals P minus 2L. And again, we remember we want to get W alone, so we got to get rid of this 2 in the front that's being multiplied. So I'm just going to divide everything by 2. And I get P minus 2L divided by 2. We can leave it as a fraction like that, that's totally fine. Oops. I would just put the P minus 2L in parentheses and divide it by 2. Perfect. And we can check. It looks good, correct. Form is perfect. And when we're all set, pause the screen if you need to, and if not, move ahead to slide 6. Our equation that we're starting with is a circumference equation, 2 times pi times the radius, and it is asking us to solve for r, so we want to get r all alone. Next to r we have this 2 and pi that are being multiplied, opposite of multiplication, division. So to move in to the other side, we're just going to divide both sides by 2 pi. So then we have c divided by 2 pi equals 2 divided by 2 is 1, cancels out. Pi divided by pi is 1, cancels out. So we're just left with r. That was a nice and easy one. So we had C divided by 2. To type pi, you can just type pi, and the pi symbol will come up. Or you can also find it in the keyboard. Where is it? Right here in the calculator. And I'll submit that. Push ahead to the next slide when you're ready. So this says, here's an equation, x plus 3y equals 6. And we have 6 empty boxes. And it wants us to use whole numbers 0 through 6 without repeating to create 2 pairs of x and y values that are solutions and 1 pair that is not. So this is like a funky puzzle. We can start. Here's our equation. Let's try 0. Why not? We're just kind of plugging and trying. Let's say, what if x equals 0? If that's the case, we would have 0 plus 3y equals 6. So that is 3y equals 6. Divide both sides by 3 to get y equals 2. So if x is 0, y is 2. So that could be 1 point. 0, 2. Let's try 1. That one's not going to work. That's going to be messy because we don't want a fraction. So let's try if x is 3. If x is 3, it would be 3 plus 3y equals 6. And then we would subtract 3 on both sides. You get 3y equals 6 minus 3 is 3. Divide both sides by 3. Ooh, nice. And we get y equals 1. Haha. So here's another beautiful point. If x is 3, y is 1. So we got 2 solutions that work. Now, not a solution, well, some numbers that we have left are 4 and 5 and 6. So if x is 4, we'd subtract 4 on both sides and get 3y equals 2. And then y would equal 2/3, which is not 5. So we can plug in if x is 4, y is 5, and that's not a solution because y would actually be 2/3. But it's using one of the integers for the puzzle that this question was asking. Beautiful. Go ahead to slide 8 when you're ready. Devin ran 27 miles last week, which was 3 times as far as Haley. Select all the equations that represent the miles that Haley ran. So Devin ran 27, which was 3 times as far as Haley. So Haley ran less than 27. So Devin ran 27 miles, which was 3 times as far as Haley. So Haley is going to be 1/3 of 27, which is the same as 27 divided by 3. So if we take that 27 and divide it by 3, we get 9. We could also say that however much Haley ran times 3 is going to equal that 27. Beautiful. So those are our 3 options representing how much Haley ran, all showing that she ran 1/3. Like for all of these equations, we would get that H for Haley is 9 miles, right? 27 divided by 3, 1/3 times 27, and 27 divided by 3. Okay, Final question, slide 9. Spiral review. Which equation has the same solution as this one? So let's write our equation and find the solution. 2 times x minus 5 minus 6 equals 0. So first we're going to distribute the 2. So we get 2 times x minus 2 times 5 is 10 minus 6 equals 0. Then we can combine negative 10 minus 6 to get a negative 16 by combining our like terms. Then we can add that 16 to both sides to get 2x equals 16 and divide both sides by 2 and we get x equals 8. So here's our answer, and we're trying to figure out which of these equations also has that answer. So let's try the first one. 2 times 3x plus 8 equals 0. So we could plug in 8 for x, and if we get a true statement, it's correct. Or we could solve for x. So we'll do it both ways. For this one, we'll solve for x, so we'll distribute that 2 to get 6x plus 16 equals 0. Subtract 16 on both sides to get 6x equals negative 16. And then we get x is negative 16 over 6. So it's definitely not that one. Let's try plugging it into the next one. So we have 1/2 of x plus 1, so we'll do 8 plus 1 equals 0. Parentheses first, 8 plus 1 gets us 9. I can already tell this is not going to work. Half of 9 is 4.5 plus 1 equals 0. 5.5 equals 0, which is obviously not true, so that gave us a false statement. I'm going to move my face. Okay, so now we have 2x plus 8 equals 0. Let's solve for x. I'm going to subtract 8 on both sides. And I get 2x equals negative 8. Divide by 2. And I get x equals negative 4. Which is not correct. So our final, last one, of course, we have, I don't have a lot of room here. 3, if we distribute this 3, we get 3x minus 12 equals 0. Negative 12 minus 12 is a minus 24. Add 24 to both sides to get 3x equals 24. Divide both sides by 3 to get x equals 8. We did it. We found it. This is our answer. Of course, it's the last one. On slide 10, you should be able to see that you're getting them all correct. And please share something that you're proud of. If you have any questions on this assignment or this practice, if you want some more practice with me, if you want some help, reach out to me. I'm here for that. Y'all are extremely smart, genius math students, and I'm very proud of you all. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.